Right, thank you. A couple years ago, the council actually designated a section of Mesa Drive as the Dr. Martin Luther King Corridor because of all of the artwork that we had there that was actually inspired by Dr. King. So, but people drove down there and didn't really understand what it was. So I, along with Reg Owens and Gerald Hampton, decided to actually do a sign to show people where it's at. So at this time, I'd like Gerald and Reg to come on up and to tell us about what we're going to do. You want to speak there? You want to see the handheld? No, you're going to get in here so the camera can see.
Is that right?
You can't have the back of the camera. You got to get up here. You can stand behind it and say a few words about what brought this on and how we did it.
Oh, the camera. Okay. Good evening to all, council members, Mr. Mayor, members of the council and distinguished guests, and those in the audience. I'm Reginald Owens, former member or resident of Oceanside and lifetime member of North San Diego County NAACP. Way back in 1986, I retired from the Marine Corps and decided to make my home in Oceanside. It was a far better choice than going back to Buffalo, New York. Hot and cold versus cold and colder. Just no contest. With 30 years behind me as a career Marine, I felt compelled and duty-bound to give back to the community. So I immediately became involved in service organizations, the NAACP, Kiwanis, the VFW, Lifeline, and the City of Oceanside. The city was seeking community members to serve on an ad hoc committee to make recommendations regarding a memorial to the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. My cup of tea, I volunteered. The committee met 5 times and I emerged as a spokesperson for the committee and presented 7 recommendations to the City Council in February 1989. 6 other recommendations were adopted and implemented. They are still a very important part of the fabric which makes Oceanside a unique and much envied city in the state of California. Much of the solidarity of the city is played out at the beginning of each year, January, the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and February during Black History Month. The balance of the year is a plethora of culturally rich events that make Oceanside a destination for world travelers. Of those 6 recommendations, there have been a few embellishments. They are in the handouts you do have, which emphasizes the designation. And 1, the designation of a portion of Mesa Drive between Rancho Del Oro Drive and Ivy Ranch Road as the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Corridor. And 2, and this is where I come in at, and we see the parade sign, or rather the sign here. We can't parade it around there, but you do see the sign. There's a flip side. You may want to flip this around there, okay? That brings me to the council meeting tonight rather. And this is a copy of the road mark that will be painted over. This is the road markers that we will have on Mesa Drive. And they identify the areas of Mesa Drive as the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Corridor. The markers were funded by private donations gathered by council members Jerry Kern, Gerald Hampton, and Reginald Owens. The installation and unveiling of the markers will be on January the 28th, which will conclude our 2016 Dr. Martin Luther King project. Our primary goals for 2017 is 1, to conduct a campaign to obtain funding for long-term maintenance and to safeguard, designate the sculptures as public art. And 2, to redesign the sculpture display and move them to the Martin Luther King Jr. Park after replacing and refurbishing. And that's what I have here tonight.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Gerald Hampton, and I just wanted to briefly say it's been a pleasure to be a part of this project. In 2006, I'm a retired Marine, and I'd gotten involved with several community organizations, particularly the NAACP, And I've worked with Reg Owens here on this project, and it's been a pleasure to partner with him as well as the entire Oceanside City Council to bring this to fruition. As was mentioned with the project, once the corridor was designated, the challenge is driving down Mesa at probably 40, 45 miles an hour speed limit. You may not recognize the signs or the fact that you're actually in the corridor. So these signs represent a phase of the project that brings recognition and acknowledgement of the corridor to fruition. So once again, it's an extreme pleasure for me to have been part of this, and hopefully it will be something that all of the residents of Oceanside, as well as those who visit, will thoroughly enjoy.
Well, Acting Mayor, so I have noticed that the signs on Mesa have suffered, and this is a vast improvement over the ones that have no identity left on them. So I'm pleased to say that when I ride through there, it's usually about 12 miles an hour on a bicycle, so they're very easily seen. This will be much more easily seen at 40 or 45, whatever the actual speed limit is. So congratulations, and I hope they're up really soon.
One point of clarification, if you don't mind. This is one of two. One will be on the east side, and one will be in the west entrance. And the signs, the road signs, actually are sculptures. And so we have recommissioned, or will recommission, the artist Roberto Salas to join with us, and we'll get those refurbished, those ones which are out there, and hopefully we'll relocate them to a place where they won't suffer as much damage as they have in the past.
Just on a timeline thing, on the prayer breakfast, which is the 16th at Maricosta College, we will present this sign again, and then after that, our Public Works Department is going to install them. And like Reg said, there's going to be one eastbound and one westbound on Mesa Drive. And then on the 28th, we'll do the unveiling on the road. So please, if you can attend the breakfast, and then also on the 28th, we'll send out announcements to actually unveil them on the side of the road. And then, like I said, next year, our big project is to maybe move all of those within Martin Luther King Park so that they don't get run down by cars, because we've lost a couple of them to cars over a period of time. So I think we need to move them to a safer location, and actually so people can see them while they're walking. So anyway, well, thank you all, and we'll do a couple photo ops here, and then we'll move on with the rest of the evening. Thank you.